What's up, guys, and welcome to the very first episode of Career Mode with Manchester United. FIFA 21 is finally here, and I cannot wait to get this started. Now, I do plan to try and upload the Manchester United Career Mode every single day. If you really want that, I ask two things of you. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you are subscribed and hit that notification bell. The second is leave a like on the video. If we get enough likes on today's video, I will do a double upload of this Career Mode tomorrow. Now, a couple of things to discuss before we start the save. In terms of the transfer strictness, I have set it to strict. Now, last night on Twitter, I put a little poll out with the hashtag FIFA21. If you're not following me on Twitter, by the way, there's a link in the description down below. I put this poll out to say, what are you setting your transfer strictness at? Over 1,100 people voted on that poll, and the vast majority, 3/4 of the people, I think it was something like 70-odd%, I'll try and pop it on screen for you, voted to have it on strict. And there was one comment that really made me laugh, said they wanted the true Ed Woodwood experience. I thought that was fantastic. So that's what we've gone on. Now, this is a new thing in FIFA Career Mode this year, which means that it's harder to buy players, and players that are at rival teams, if you like. So, for example, if I tried to buy a player from Liverpool or Man City, they will not even entertain it whatsoever. So it's going to be quite a lot more difficult, but it's also going to have a good amount of realism to it. Now, also what that means for us is that we can adopt what we'd say is the United philosophy, you know, to try and buy good upcoming players as well as developing our youth system. Now, we'll already have a youth system in the club, which we'll look at a little bit later on in the video, but this is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to get it started. So let's start off in the inbox. We have entered the South America Continental Cup. I won't be playing these games, I'll be simming through them because, let's be honest, pre-season is boring. So we've entered that. There is a possibility of, I think it's 9 million that we could win from those games. So we'll see what happens with there. We're in a group with Leverkusen, Rayados and Buenos Aires, who I believe is potentially Boca Juniors. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. So if we go to the inbox, the transfer market is now open. We'll have a look at the Youth Academy report in a second. That's a little scouting update which we can delete for now, as well as this one. Let's start off by looking at the board expectations for the season. It's quite high. In terms of the UEFA Champions League, they want us to reach the final. They want us to reach the Emirates FA Cup final as well. And in the Premier League, they just basically want us to finish what would be the top four. So finish in a UEFA Champions League place. I mean, very strange objective there to start with. You know, win the Champions League. Oh, sorry, reach the final of the Champions League, but finish in a Champions League place. Big ask for us in Europe, so we're going to have to buy well. In terms of youth development, within 2 seasons, have at least one player from the Youth Academy signed in the first season. Play at least 50% of the games in the next season. I'm sure that we can do that. Brand exposure, sign 3 players from North America. So this is a new one in career mode. They've kind of really got the brand exposure going. Whether we'll be able to do that, I'm not too sure. Get a streak of 10 games with at least 1 goal scored in the home matches this season. We should be able to do that. Continental success we've already seen. Reach the final of the Champions League, finish in the Champions League place, and in the FA Cup reach the final. Big season for us. Financial is low. Finish the season with a profit margin of 270, is that 270,000 or 270 million? I can't quite do maths. I don't really care. We've got career mode, guys. I'm so hyped for this. Now, the transfer budget for the club this season is 166 million, so we've got quite a decent budget there. 542k in the wage budget. We could probably, if we put that down, we could sneak it up to 171 million, just about. So before we get onto the players who I have shortlisted, the first thing we're going to do is have a little look through the current Manchester United squad, and we're going to list some players up for transfer and for loan as well. So we've got David De Gea, who is, well, I'd say he's still the first choice goalkeeper. Dean Henderson's really pushing. We've got Pereira and Kovar out on loan at Swindon and Huddersfield respectively as it stands. Now, Lee Grant, 70 rated, age 37. I don't think we're going to get much more out of him, so we are going to add him to the transfer list. This will hopefully, bring us in a little bit more income. Now, Sergio Romero, as much as I love Sergio Romero, his contract's expiring in 12 months. I can't think when I'm going to use him. How much is he actually worth? Let's just have a little look in terms of financial. He's worth 6 million and he's on 77,000 a week. So there is probably an option to stick Sergio Romero on the transfer list as well. If we go through Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams, now there is going to be a player on my shortlist for transfer. I think that Manchester United, the key areas that we need to fill is a left-back and a centre-back, at least one centre-back. I really like Brandon Williams, and I want to try and bring him through the squad if possible, but he will be a backup. Luke Shaw, let's see if we can get a left-back in first, and then maybe we can put Shaw on the transfer list. Chris Smalling, definitely going on the list. Phil Jones, 110% going on the transfer list. We're having a big fire sale here at Old Trafford. I think that Marcus Rojo, I thought that he'd already gone in real life, but he can go on. I quite like Eric Bailly. We've got Twanzebe who's coming through, still only 22 years old. We might get a little bit of progress in him. We've got Menji, whose contract is expiring in 12 months. Now, are we going to get much more out of him? Maybe we could list him up for loan, just for this season, and see how we get on. Harry Maguire's going to stay. Oh, Victor Lindelof, 80 rated. He is an important player in terms of what it says on the screen, but for me, he's not the one for me. I think that he might have to go. We're going to keep him here for now, just in case there's anyone who we can't get with that transfer strictness. Laird, I think he could go out on loan, so we'll add him to the loan list. Diego Dallo, right back. Now, our right back options are Fosu Mensah and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm quite happy with those. Dallo is going to be worth a little bit of money. He's worth 14.5 million and he's on 50 grand a week. I am going to list him up for transfer in this save. Fred can stay, McTominay can stay. We'll have Galbraith out on loan for the season. His contract also expiring in 12 months. Nemanja Matic, I am a fan of. I want to keep him around. I don't really plan to change that midfield too much. Now, Marcus Rashford, obviously going to stay. Tahith Chong and Traore both out on loan as the current standings are. Donny van der Beek, what a player. He's going to be key for me, along with Paul Pogba. Levitt's out on loan, Bruno Fernandes, and then we've got Pereira. Now, what do we do with Pereira? He's 24 years old, 75 rated. I'm going to keep him around for now as it stands. Jesse Lingard, also another one whose contract is expiring in 12 months. Let's see if we can get a bit of money for him. Send him to the transfer list. Juan Mata, love Juan Mata. 32 years old now, but Juan Mata's a legend. We've got to keep him around. Daniel James, it's not quite worked out for him at Old Trafford. And I think in real life and in this save, it's going to be time for him to go. He's added to the transfer list. Mason Greenwood, obviously staying. Igalo is a backup striker. He still says he's out here on loan at this moment in time. And Anthony Martial. Now, maybe as we move on in this career mode, when I say move on, I'm talking maybe even episode 2 or 3, we could maybe add another striker or into the mix. I'm kind of thinking Jaden Sancho because that's what's going to happen in real life, but do we want to do something a little bit different? Will Dortmund even entertain us? We're not sure at this moment in time. So we've stuck some players on there, on that transfer list. Let's just have a little review of that in the transfer hub. I think that's where it's going to tell us. It's going to give us a little bit of information there, which we can skip through. Now, transfer listed players. Yes, we know all this. That's fine. So we've got Lee Grant, Romero, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Jesse Lingard, and Daniel James and Dallo, all for transfer. Loans for Galbraith, Laird, and Menji. So hopefully we can do something with those guys. Now, next part of today's video is going to be the Youth Academy. Now, a new thing that you can get in career mode, you already have a Youth Academy. So we'll get those players, we'll have a look at those players and see how they're going to fare up. See if we've got any wonder kids that could be in there. We've got 3 goalkeepers, a left midfielder and a central midfielder. So this goalkeeper here, 61 to 85 potential. Not sure he's really going to cut the mustard. Same with both goalkeepers, really. 69 to 93 for Arc, and Vasquez, who is 58 to 76. Our highest prospect, as it stands, looks to be our left midfielder, Lloyd. How do you say that name? Scone? Lloyd Scone. He's Welsh, and he can play left midfield or he can play central midfield. Physicals, not great. Let's have a look what else he's got in his locker. Decent acceleration at 72, 77 agility. He doesn't look brilliant at this moment in time, but he is our biggest prospect. He's currently 59 rated, but could be a 75 to 94. We've got the Chilean here, Aguirre, who is a central midfielder. He can play centre midfield or CDM. 5'10", doesn't look brilliant at this moment in time. We've not particularly started well in terms of the youth academy. Moving on from the youth academy, I think that one of the first things we'll do is we will hire a youth scout. The higher experience and judgment we could get, the better. We've already got a 4-star, 5-star in Frankie Berry. Let's see if we can get another one that's just as good. So we've got an Albanian who is a 5-star, 4-star. He's the best one that's there at the moment. So we'll take him for 2.5 million. That will do nicely. We've got the money. Now, in terms of where we are going to send him out and setting up a scouting network, for me, as it stands, we want to go homegrown. And I think that we will look straight away to England. We're going to go for 9 months, and I'm going to leave the type as any because I want to see how many different kinds of players we can get into this club. So we'll set that up. It's going to cost 342,000, and we'll keep those youth scout reports coming in. Right then, let's get to the big business, the shortlist. So I've gone through, I've listed a bunch of centre-backs, a couple of left-backs, and an attacking player as well. I'll take you through them. There are some that we need to scout because some of the ones that we don't have the ratings for at the moment are ones that I really have an interest in. So we're going to start off with Koulibaly. So he is currently 88 rated, but he is 29 years old. I'm not sure whether he's going to be the one for us, if I'm honest. £69 million is his valuation. Then we've got Marquinhos from PSG, 85 rated as it stands, 26 years old, coming up to his prime, and he's got some decent attributes as well. He's got 2 traits as well, the long throw-in and the leadership trait. Absolutely love that. Jose Maria Jimenez, who is at Atletico Madrid as it stands, 84 rated. A couple of traits as well. What's he got? Oh, he's injury prone. Maybe we won't be using him. Now, Magnoli is a player who seems to have been at Milan for years and years and years, and he was a really hyped up kid at a young age, and he's never moved on from Milan, and the hype around him just seems to have dropped as the years have gone on. Long passer trait in there. Ruben Diaz, I quite liked the look of some of his stats on the internet. 23 years old, Portuguese, could be one that I'm really interested in. Kimpembe as well from PSG, only 24, someone that we definitely could bring in as well. Upamecano is my number one target. He is a target apparently for Manchester United in real life, so scouted because I'm not quite sure how much he's worth at this moment in time. Now moving on to left backs, and I really feel like this is a situation that we need to address. Again, I'm looking at another player who United have been heavily linked with in real life, and it's Alex Telles at FC Porto. 27 years old, 84 rated, traits everywhere, solid player, long shot taker, speed dribbler, outside of the foot shot, and team player. I think he's going to be someone we have a massive interest in. Valued at £40 million as it stands. Luca Digne, or Luca Digne, as I usually pronounce it, at Everton, 26 years old, French, 84 rated. Another one who could be a prospect. He is second on my list compared to Alex Telles. Long throw-in, dives into tackles, and early crosser traits, but he's got some really good attributes, actually. Really good. I mean, when I compare him with Alex Telles, Telles is just as good, but he's a year older. I think we'll be going in for Telles. And of course, we have shortlisted Mr. Jaden Sancho. There's rumours in the press today, as there's always rumours in the press, that United are going to be making a bid for him, and yet another, whether it's another bid or not, we don't know what's going on at United at this moment in time. So maybe Jaden Sancho, he would be sort of last choice in terms of order of signings. We really need to get that left back in. We really need to get maybe 2 centre backs into the club. One to play in the first team, one for a little bit of cover. But I think we're going to start off by moving straight in for Alex Telles and trying to solve this left back situation. Right, here we go then. Let's have a look at what we can offer. Let's offer a transfer fee. Do you know what? I'm going to offer his value. So we'll go with £40 million straight up. Do I try and be a bit cheeky? I'm a bit scared that they're going to walk out. Let's submit the offer and see what they're asking for. Let's discuss alternatives. We'll let Telles go. We want 17.5 million, and we'd like Fred as part of the deal. Now, this could be an option. This could be an option. Do I let Fred go? We've got other players. We've got McTominay. We've got Van der Beek that can play in there. Oh, do I let Fred go? £25 million. I can't remember if Fred used to play for Porto. Let's do a counter. And let's see if we can get the transfer sum down. Proposed new transfer fee. Let's see if we can get this down to maybe 14 million. We'll advance that, submit the offer. That would mean we'd get him for £39 million in total. Since we rate our player so highly, not prepared to let him go unless you add 15.6 million. We'd also like to include a sell-on clause, so we receive 10% of any transfer fee if you sell him in the future. I think that we could potentially do is fine. Let's maybe counter it and change the transfer fee. I'm just going to knock this down to 14.5 million. I think that they will accept this. I really, really do. Let's see. Apologies, but with Telles worth more than you're offering, we can't reduce the fee any further. Do you know what? I think we'll take it. I don't think that's a bad deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but we are going to accept it. We've got a deal. Alex Telles for Fred plus 15.5 million and a 10% sell-on if we do send him out of the club. So the next stage of this deal is to offer him a contract. So let's get in there. Let's get negotiations. I'm not sure how much he's on at the moment, to be honest, Alex Telles. Right, here we go. Our first meeting. He's only on 20.5k at the moment. He wants a crucial squad role, so we'll accept that. 100%, absolutely fine, especially if we're sending Luke Shaw out of the club. In terms of years on the deal, if we give him, we'll give him 4 years, which will take him to age 31, and they're happy with that, so that's a good start. We weren't thinking about adding a release clause, so that's absolutely no problem whatsoever. And then in terms of wages, he wants £70,000 per week, a signing-on bonus of 660k, and after 10 appearances, he wants 700,000. Right, let's see what we can do here. The wage is fine. Let's have a look at the signing. Let's remove the appearance bonus. And then if we edit the wage and signing on bonus, maybe we could give him a little bit more money. Let's give him 80. And then we'll give him 600,000 as a signing on bonus. Let's see if he'll accept that. Hopefully, he won't walk out. Not quite what we had in mind, but he's keen to join the club. An £80,000 a week deal will settle it. So our first signing of this career mode window is Alex Telles. But what that does mean now is that we've got 3 left backs in the club. It means that we can sell Luke Shaw because we've got ourselves a much better player in terms of ability. How much is Luke Shaw worth, actually, out of interest? 27.5 million, and he's actually on more wages than Alex Telles is. So we're going to add Luke Shaw to the transfer list and see if anybody comes in for him. Now, we have had a transfer offer for Nemanja Matic from Juventus, 13.6 million. I think as it stands, because we've sold Fred, I'm actually going to reject this offer. Yeah, I am. I'm going to reject it because we're going to need Nemanja Matic around. And I'm quite a fan of him as well. Right, so our first game against Rayados in our pre-season friendly. We are going to simulate this one. We'll just do a quick sim. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves a result. We get a 1-1 draw. Shocking. Really, really bad. 7 attempts, 7 shots, 6 chances, 3 shots, 1 chance for them. We'll just have to take it. It is what it is. Hopefully we can get through this group, though, and get ourselves a little bit more money. Right, we've got another transfer offer in for Eric Bailly from Villarreal, 20.1 million. It's another one that we are actually going to reject. I want to keep Eric Bailly at the club. It's a shame that no one's actually coming in for our players that we've actually transfer listed. Ruben Diaz has been approached by Arsenal. Ooh, they've received an offer for 43.4 million. Do we need to make a move to get Ruben Diaz in the club? I'm not too sure as it stands yet. We've got Upamecano, who's pretty much #1 target. Do we get someone like Magnoli as a backup? Do this game first. Again, we'll do a quick sim on it. We've got Pogba, Matic. Let's do a little bit of team management here. We'll change this around ever so slightly. We're going to move... We'll keep Fernandes in there. We'll take out Nemanja Matic and we'll bring in Donny van der Beek. Greenwood, Rashford, Martial up top. Maguire with Lindelof. Let's swap Lindelof out for Eric Bailly if we can find him. Let's get him into the team just there. Donny van der Beek, it's saying that he's a -4 as a central midfielder. He's probably more of a CDM or a cam. We've not quite worked out his positions as yet. But we'll play this game against Buenos Aires. I say we'll play it. We'll do a quick sim. Can we get a result here? We do. We just sneak through with a 2-1 victory. Anthony Martial and Harry Maguire getting us the result there. They scored first on the 44th minute, but we went up the other end and managed to get ourselves an equaliser and then went on to win the game. Now, what does that do for us in terms of that league table? We're second in the same, Leverkusen last. We're going to sim on a little bit more because I want to get these scout reports in. We'll do a quick sim on the training. Try and keep everybody fit and everybody sharp. It will take a little bit of time. We've got some emails in the office, so let's see what's going on there. Right, so we've got a final scout report on Kimpembe. We've got a final scout report on Ruben Diaz as well, and we've got a final scout report on Upamecano. So let's see if we can make an offer for any of these players and see what their stats are and what they're worth. So Kimpembe currently 81 rated at 24 years. That's the same, but 23 years old. And then we've got Upamecano, who is 79 and old. Now we can develop Upamecano. Plus, there's the fact that United are interested in him in real life. So let's have a look at some of his stats. So good athleticism. Passing's not great. Defending 78. We're really going to have to develop him a little bit. 84 sprint speed is good. 88 jumping. 81 aggression. We're going to make a move for Upamecano. You know, he's definitely one we can develop. 33 million in transfer value. Right, so let's offer the transfer fee. We've got 146 million in the budget. And I think we're going to offer the transfer fee. We're going to offer his value. So 33 million. Let's just offer that straight up and submit the offer. We may be able to do something in terms of one of our defenders that we've got up for sale. So maybe like a Luke Shaw. We consider accepting an offer of 42.7 million and a sell-on clause. Now let's change this out a little bit. Let's counter it. We'll do a player swap. Let's see if we can swap him over with maybe... So Chris Smalling's 13.6. We've got Phil Jones, who's only worth 4.4. Let's throw Chris Smalling into the mix. So they want an extra 10 million on top of the value. So we'll throw him in, and then we'll propose a new transfer fee of... So Chris Smalling's 13 million. So 20... Let's say maybe 28 million. Yeah, let's go for 28 million. And a Chris Smalling. I think that's quite a decent deal. Sell-on clause 15%. I don't plan to sell him, so let's submit that offer. And that's a more realistic offer. We can do that. So we're moving Chris Smalling out of the club. We're getting Upamecano in. And we've only it's only cost us 25 million in money. So let's get this deal done. We'll get him negotiated and hopefully make him a United player. Okay, so back in the office, currently on £32,000 a week. We can accept important. I think that's good for us. And then he would like a year deal, which is absolutely fine. Can we get him on a 5? No, we'll go for a 4. I'm sure we want to keep him sweet at this moment in time. We're not going to have a release clause. Now, in terms of his finances, let's see what we can get him on. Can we get him on? He's quite a young player. He's only 21, so maybe 50k a week, and we'll do a signing on bonus of 500,000. Let's see how that works out for us. Fingers crossed they won't walk out. 50 grand a week and 210 after 5 appearances. Let's see if we can do... Do you know what? I'm going to accept that. That's absolutely fine. We can do that. We'll accept that offer. And Upamecano is a Manchester United player joining Alex Telles. And there is the man himself. He's in our squad. Are we going to change his kit number? We've got to. What was Chris Smalling? Was he 12? I'm sure he was 12. 4 is Phil Jones. Do you know what? We're going to give him... So number 5 is Harry Maguire. Number 6 is Paul Pogba. We're going to give him the number 4 shirt. Number 4 for Upamecano. But I'm really excited to use him. Cannot wait to see how good he becomes. He's got that potential to be special as well. So 2 really good signings in this episode. And I think, for us, that is where we'll leave it. When we move on to episode 2, we'll have the final group game in the pre-season tournament against Bayer Leverkusen. Hopefully we can get into those knockout rounds. We're going to have a little think about some more transfers. I still think there's more to do for us here. Definitely in that centre-back role. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Anyone that's on my shortlist, should I be going after them? Maybe Ruben Diaz, 81 rated, only 23. We can improve him, but there's interest from Arsenal. So let me know what you guys think in that comments section. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe if you are new for more FIFA 21 content. Leave the like on a video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.